Joining us live on the show, Avinnash Gorakssakar, founder director at moneynvestments.in. Avinnash, thanks for joining us on ET Now. First up, how are you reading the Infosys numbers? It's clearly taken everyone by surprise. Looks like they managed expectations well this time around.
Yeah, Sandeep, I think clearly, I think even our broad expectations were that on the dollar guidance, possibly there could be a negative kind of outlook. But what has actually come out is not only on the margins front, clearly in a difficult quarter, they have managed to, show better margins. But clearly, I think going forward, they have given an improvement in the FI, in the fourth quarter dollar guidance, which is extremely positive for the markets and what was more important for the stock. Because profitability wise, quarter to quarter, it was a flat quarter. So I think this was more or less expected since, the number of working days in this quarter were relatively less. But clearly, I think going forward, if Infosys does manage to actually deliver the numbers and obviously, sustains this kind of performance, then my sense is that a large portion of the market was underweight on this stock for a long time. Probably you could see a reasonable amount of, re-rating and a kind of multiple expansion coming up here. So in the near term, clearly, a 10 to 12% upside further. I mean, although, the stock has moved up pretty sharply today, I think on declines, definitely one can re-enter and probably look for a 10-15% upside.
Avinnash, so what is it that you like out of the rest of the IT names, and does it seem like TCS could yet again actually upbeat Infosys performance?
Ayesha, I think clearly, in the large cap space, TCS and Infosys would be probably the best bets. Of course, HCL Infosys in tech systems is also good. But coming specifically on TCS, I think CMC, has delivered very strong numbers. CMC is a subsidiary of TCS. Clearly, my sense is that TCS would obviously outperform even Infi numbers. And clearly, if somebody has a really medium to longer term horizon, even at the current levels, TCS could also be a good outperformer. I mean, my sense is the entire IT pack could possibly surprise the market on the positive side. But I think specifically TCS, Infi and HCL Tech would be possibly, better choices.
Other than IT, what is the other pocket where you expect outperformance to kick in this quarter, Avinnash?
Sandeep, my guess is I think pharma as a sector, which has shown pretty good consistency in the previous 2 quarters. I would say that, stocks like say Cipla, Lupin, typically a Ranbaxy, I think these are large market cap stocks where possibly, the Q3 numbers could also continuously surprise the markets positively. Cipla in particular, I think could possibly see further kind of upside, clearly looking at the fact that, they are pretty upbeat on their top line growth, margin sustainability. And Q3 could possibly also see, the contribution of the SEZ Indore facility, which probably with the rupee factor could actually, boost their profitability.
Avinnash, what's the take now on the entire PSU banking pack after the recapitalization? Do you think all the good news is in the price?
I would think so, because if you see the price performance of some of the PSU banks, especially Bank of Baroda or typically a Dena Bank, my sense is I think, concerns of NPAs and typically asset erosions are still are not completely out. So I think if, there are some negative surprises, especially from the PSU banks in the third quarter, my guess is whatever price upside we have seen of late, possibly there could be a correction. My guess is, the bank nifty is also showing pretty weakening signs, which clearly shows that incremental upside, I think, for the banking sector, especially from the PSU side, is now a little bit difficult. I think one should clearly be underweight on these PSU banks at least for some time.